Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around.
Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end.
Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break. It's not the end. Spin around when they turn you. Falling down, take a break.
It's the way that I can live, putting myself out. These would be symbols of ages who never been used, shrouded for the sacred places. This is all the history that are moving to the various stages for some, laying a waste for the rulers, for the peasants, and truth and images. This is insane for the religious and rages. Truthers, mages, is decimated for the sun throne, for the cages and the manipulated, for the ruling, for their out for time, for this and means for the ruling task, research for the development and truth and produce, practice by people for persecuted, for secrets and to hide these truths, art for the part of the universal heart, for the beat through us, soul for the drum, for the singularity, the being all, eye for the beginning, for the expanse of the rise and the fall, for the empires and regimes, kings and queens, and it seems that the forces do not wish the truth to be seen, force for the seem to desire for the truth to evaporate like a steam for the fleeting memory of a common place, dream, imagine, image, pave the way for the new, for the days that never thought could possible before, for the concepts conveyed, marriages and marriages, mind and mirages, and what think for that could be the save and stone to generations in the future. Circle yourself with the wings, ride past the abnormal things for the circus, serious, batters that stinks for the mainstream, for the science, for the media will tell you, but this is, I've seen enough of this to tell you, for the reality, stranger than it seems, and stranger than the movie seems. It's the way that I can live, putting myself out. It's the way that I can live, putting myself out. It's the way that I can live, putting myself out. This is too early in the morning for my back and neck hurts. My heart for sure really be snoring, for I'm tired for the weak, for mine. Need to sleep for the tired for the time. TV on for the phone in hand for the scrolling through the I'm everything with the world of a mess and need a bed for the wrestling of the no more six. This is the snacks for the daytime for the panic and the known. Or nights that I can sleep along for the schedule. Tight for this, the morning for the only thing that hurts. My head, heart, Kinda boring, for this is the back, for this is the lane. This is the understanding, for this is all too reasonable. This is the beyond the bundle of feathers, for this is the remember the fall. Yet only flew because he flew for the freedom to defy. This is the Muslim to foresee the fall, for otherwise he no willing to jump. I can be the drummer for the clinging unto the bird, for the singing of the harmonious racket, for the sun rays scattered. Lasers to prove a point, for the darkness is still not bulletproof. This is the understanding of the carbon dioxide, for the clouds and rot in the wine. We find the balloons of the hate and cage ribs. Blink at the eyes for the awe, for the graceful, for the sprawling, for the towards the horizon need to stay here. Man made these words to fade away. These are the lost, for the forgotten, for the often seen, for the postcards and ancestry, providing for the air to breathe, for the roots to deep down in low, for the holding on what we've forgotten. I am wanting to get lost for the here, for the get lost for the you can find myself anew. Who's the wonder? Who's to keep looking? Who's to browse? Who's to look at those words and find them for the round and for the hill, the face to face is still to still be human and low. This is rumors that spoke up, but no one for the round. Really to one for the self and myself and down for the continue the samples. This is the speed for the honeydew, for the letter for the getting up for myself and jumping for this, and I can do this. These young ladies for the wild for this, for the beginning of the smiles. When it came to me, but what should I do for the running for the run? For this is the hoping of the staff for the black, for the not this after this is the goals we got. Never out of doubt, but out of hand for the brothers who never be stopping by. What should we find them for the goddess of this world? Order for the devil for the this proceeding in none of your lies. This is the quiet for the fiasco. This is the pie for the this is the hat. This is the lasso. This is the party went all to the night for the pain for the nuts. This is the beverage defined by me what you can find in different flavors of the shine. The flavors in one for the third, maybe for the term, maybe for the time, maybe for the turn, for the dancing and calling upon you crawl. This is the white for the big hit for the this is the revelation for the beavers from father early fall. We can make a deal for this, the selling the pawn is spoil for the little piece of pie that we can give for the rich. I have to admit that the quiet relationship between the beavers and I, of course the beavers are right. This is the one to pay for these lights, and this is the making the best of the still in town. These beavers are ready for the country to be alone. This is the place that I started from Charlie and cover. This is not for the knowing, for this is the goal. This is the over. This is the liking. This is the devil for the pricing of what you can find for the little, the food, for the wooden, for the creatures and the tables, for the night, for the things that went back, for the words, for the started to curse. And this is the man for the trouble that he had. They hurt, heart, the brother they came out alive, for the scam, for the hiding, for the passion, for what hit the road. 95 a month, we're finally going so well before it went to hell. This is the understanding of me and my still been forced to leave. This is to the days, but always say the same line. Pass it down in time to believe it to be this. What about you? The water, this is the more than one for the sweet tooth. Satisfaction, one of the traits that's been gone for quite so long. The sad, I'm stuck with a familiar place in quicksand. I can fall in deeper into it because love is enough the context to be learned. Maybe for the defining of ourselves, and no longer a slave, enslaved. Maybe for the different refusal, the days when we stand with each other, asking for cheating and compassion for the stern the land, shedding for the lyrics and features of every unit of these down towards we find our words and we can dance together for the playground of the world. New language is spoken. This is a new language with passion. What is broken for the breaking of the wisdom and healing of what's hurt. Provoked for the revoking of the legal. What's illegal? This shame for this is the ones for the hear the blame for this is the slice. Taking for the so long for the writing, but this is our song for the going in circles and singing. Community for the poor, forgotten this. Only one time and I can see for nothing. This is only for the wires and for the container for the stove. Toxic, safe, news for the dying for the weight. This is the shape of the pissing and scream. Here's the love. Language is the brewing, but it's hot, the breaking. This is the breathing. This is the shaking between the air, the same way we doing. This is the loud, not too loud, the mic is the releasing, this is good going down, for the strapping, the kids and This is too early in the morning for my back and neck hurts. My heart for sure really be snoring, but I'm tired for the week, for my need to sleep, for the tired for the time. TV on for the phone in hand for the scrolling through the I'm everything with the world of a mess and need a bed for the wrestling of the no more six. This is the snacks for the daytime for the panic and the known. They're nights that I can sleep along for the schedule. Tight for this is the morning for the only thing that hurts. My head, heart, kind of bowing for this is the back, for this is the lane. This is the understanding, for this is all too reasonable. This is the beyond the bundle of feathers, for this is the remember of the fall. Yet only flew because he flew for the feeling to fly. This is the mustn't to foresee the fall, for otherwise I'm no willing to jump. I can be a drummer for the clinging onto the bird, for the singing of the harmonious racket, for the sun rays scatter. Lasers to prove a point for the darkness and still not bulletproof. This is the understanding of the carbon dioxide for the clouds and crop me finding balloons with the haven, the cage ribs. Blink at the eyes for the all, for the graceful, for the sprawling, for the towards the horizon need to stay here. Man made these words to fade away. These are the lost for the forgotten, for the often see, for the postcards and ancestry, providing for the air to breathe, for the roots to deep and down and low, for the holding on what we've forgotten. I am wanting to get lost for the here, for the get lost for the who can find myself anew. Who's the wonder? Who's to keep looking? Who's to browse? Who's to look at those words and find them for the round? And for the hill, the face to face is still to still be the humans who wrote. Some rumors that spoke up, with no one for the round. But this is one for the self and the myself and down for the proceeding for the samples. This is the sweet for the honeydew, for the melon, for the getting up for myself and gelling for this is I can do at the youth and the dumb blaze for the wild. For this is the beginning of the smiles. Whenever when it came to me from what should I do for the winning for the plan. For this is the opening of the stand for the right for the mountainside. For this is the forwards they got. And never out of doubt for the out of hand for the critics who will never be stopping by. Which should be fine for the guzzles of the squirrel. Order for the devil for the this is proceeding and none of you lies. This is the quiet for the fiasco. This is the pie for the this is the hat. This is the lasso. This is the party went all into the night for the paper for the nuts. And this is the beverage defined by me for the what you can find the different flavors of the shine. The flavors in one for the third, maybe for the term, maybe for the time, maybe for the turn, for the dancing and calling upon you crawl. This is the right for the big hit for the this congratulation for the beavers from fall the early fall. We could make a deal for this, the selling for the pawn and swill for the little piece of pie for the you can get from the rich. I had to admit for the quiet relationship between the beavers and I. Of course the beavers in the right, and this is the going to pay for these lights, and this is the making the best for the disco in town. For the beavers are ready for the couldn't leave me alone. This is the place where I started for the charging and cover. This is not for the knowing, for this is the goal. This is the over. This is the liking. This is the devil for the pricing of what you can find for the little, the food for the willing, for the creatures and the tables of the night, for the things that went back for the worst, for the started to curse. And this is the man for the trouble that he had. The hurt heart for the brother making out alive, for the skin for the hiding, for the packing of what hit the road mighty fast enough to finally going so well before it went to hell. This is the understanding for the me and my still from the force to leave. For this is till the day for the always safe for the famous line. Pass it down in time for the leave it to beaver. Or what about the maybe the Wally? This is the one we want for the sweet tooth, sweet satisfaction of wanting a stranger for being gone for quite so long. For the sad, I'm stuck for the familiar place in quicksand. I can fall in deeper into it. This love is enough for the complex, for the alone. Maybe for the defining of ourselves and no longer a slave, enslaved. Or maybe for this is the fuel for the days that we stand here together for asking for change and compassion, for the stirring and learning, shedding for the layers and feature for that is yearning for this damn source to refine our words so we can dance together for the playground of the worlds. New language is spoken. This is the new language for the passion. What is broken for the breaking of the rules, for the healing of what's hurt, provoked for the revoking of the illegal. What's illegal? The shame for this is the ones for the here to blame, for this is the slight. It's taken for the so long, for the writing, for the essence of our song, for the going in circles and singing. Maybe for the chorus of forgottenness. Many one time but not can sleep, but not for this is only for the wire, for trigger, for the container, for the stove. Toxic, fake news for the dying, for the wake. This is the shake for the fist in the air, screaming. Hear the love. Language is the brewing, but it's hot for the breaking. This is the breathing. This is the shaking between the hairs and saying, what are you doing? This is the loud for not to be too loud, for the knocking, for the looseness, going down, for the trap of the cages of ages.